Alright, y'all. Gonna give you guys an update on my deer season. I shot the biggest buck of my life, and unfortunately, I wasn't able to recover it. I have 3 years of history with this deer. First year, I got a few pictures of him. He was in and out, was like a ghost. Second year, I had him all June, July, September, 3 days until season. He ghosted. Would come every 2 or 3 weeks, then every month, and then pretty much November to January disappeared. I see him at night. I did see him actually the day after the season ended. I think it's January 2nd or 3rd. Came in daylight, so very smart deer. So this year, third year, just going to the drawing board. Saw a lot of properties that I think he'd be, where he'd be rutting, where he'd be early season. So I kind of, how many trail cameras? Probably 12 trail cameras in about a mile square radius, wherever you want to say it. So the properties I had him in the first 2 years, I was betting on that, and he was not there. I got some intel from my barber, and that his neighbor was seeing a very big deer. So I switched up cameras, and this deer was hiding in plain sight. I gained a really big piece of property, 200 acres, that this summer, that I thought he'd run on. Had cameras over there as well, didn't get any pictures, and I ended up finding him on 2 acres.
Holy crap, guys, holy. I think I just shot the biggest deer of my life. 25 yards. Muzzleloader just opened today. Thank you, God. I hope. Aimed right to the left of the shoulder. 25 yards, sighted at 100, muzzleloader. I hope I didn't hit too high. He ran straight up 40, 50 yards and then J-hooked. So I'm gonna have to ask neighboring properties to track, but I'm hoping, I thought I heard a crash, that he's down. So I'm gonna get down, ease up, look for blood. I shot him 5 minutes ago. I just can't believe it happened. I see massive rack. Has to be him, huge deer. 3 years in the making. This is just insane. Like, it just happened so quick, it's so surreal. So I'm gonna get down and start tracking. I've got to ask at least 2 or 3 properties to track. All right, y'all, we're back in the truck. I'm nervous. I am nervous about the shot. With these muzzleloaders, you never know. Sighted at 100 yards, and this buck was at 25. I did find blood, but it is on a big neighboring property that has hunters. So I'm actually heading there now to ask for permission to continue tracking. I just hope, I've asked these people to hunt before. They said they had bow hunters, so I'm crossing my fingers that they're all cool with me just tracking the deer, and I'll get in and out, and hopefully we have an awesome story to tell you guys, because I have been after this buck for 3 years, and it's just been haunting me. He daylighted Thursday. I dropped off my kids to school and had my daughter, and dropped off some elk meat and deer meat at a landowner that had given me permission to hunt 200 acres just a mile down the road. And I get a ping on my phone, and this massive buck is with a doe for about 15 minutes in my spot, and I'm literally riding by it with my daughter in tow, and I'm turning in to check another property across the street, and I look at the picture and just my heart sinks. So we're going to see if I got him. feel okay about the shot. Only thing I'm concerned about is that I didn't compensate. I thought I aimed a little lower off the shoulder to the left. I hope it's not a high shoulder shot, because that's just going to be miserable for the deer, and not something I want to do. I want to make sure this is an ethical shot. So we're heading here right now to ask for permission. We'll see how that goes. So, do you have a number I can contact you to let you know that I'm done and out, so you kind of have a peace of mind that I'm out?
Yeah, 919.
Okay. All right, y'all, just got contact information. He's giving me permission to track, and I'm going to go back and track. Guys, we just got permission. Holy crap, we just got permission. We just got permission. So we're gonna start tracking here really soon. Woo! I don't know what to say. I just hope he's down. The blood I saw looked decent, red. We'll see. There's a buck right there in this yard right now. Little buck. November 2nd, baby. Get in the woods now. This cough has been terrible. I've had it for 3 weeks now. Right before the Idaho elk hunt. And I've been coughing, scaring deer out like nobody's business. All right, so we're going back to our spot. We're going to see if Buddy's going to come help. All right, y'all. Going in to track. Got permission. So we're going to go hopefully wrap our hands around this beautiful animal that God created, that I've been chasing, been blessed to chase. Taking time from my family hasn't been easy. Obviously easier said than done. My wife has to carry the brunt of me hunting more, but I am extremely grateful that she allows me to follow my dreams and passions, and hopefully this story ends how we want it to. And here we are. I'll show you guys where I shot him and where my stand was. You can see the white hair, which got me nervous. And my stand is, you can see it, it's right there. So I shot him here, and he looped around, went down here. So we're gonna go to Last Blood and track.
This buck was probably between, I've never scored a deer. Friends have been told me he's low 160, the lowest, highest 170. Could even go higher than that. So let's just say 165. I'm not a scoring guy. Never scored a deer ever. This is my biggest bow kill, opening day 2017, 11 pointer. I don't know what score. Never got it scored, so I would guess 130s maybe. Low or high, but definitely not even close to 140. But let's just say it's 130-inch deer, more or less. Anyways, I've had a lot of build up with chasing mature bucks. Score doesn't matter to me. It's about the history of the deer, of the chase. It's like a chess match to me. Many of you can connect with that. It's, everyone wants to kill a big buck, but sometimes you get lucky. I think I got lucky. Sometimes you know what a mature deer is thinking, what he's going to do, the wind he prefers. This type of hunting mature deer is kind of what I've been working towards and stair stepping. I've killed tons of 3 and 4 year olds that are fun to kill, but to get that mature deer, that 4, 5, 6-year-old. I think the deer I'm after is oldest 5.5, but he could be 4.5. Still a giant deer. Anyways, after mature deer, chest match, the history, trying to be a step ahead when they're typically 2 or 3 steps ahead of you. So anyways, this is opening day muzzleloader. The week prior to that, he was coming in daylight, mornings. And it was hit or miss when I would be able to hunt. I usually come into before a storm system or cold front, but he had daylighted 2 days prior, and I was hunting him hard in the morning, and never connected. And then opening day, muzzleloader, thought about bringing my bow, shooting a prime RVX2 in bottomland. I was already shot a doe actually earlier in October. I was contemplating, do I take the muzzleloader today, the bow? Doesn't matter. Either way, I took the muzzleloader. I wasn't thinking I was going to see this deer. First light comes, I have 3 does coming and they're wary of what's going on. They kind of seek my presence, but the way the wind was going, it had switched. I had moved my climbing stand to intercept this buck if he came in. I knew exactly which trail he would come in if he came on this wind, because he loved this northeast wind, and I knew the trail he would come in. So I set back from that, and my wind was kind of blowing right past him, and he actually ended up coming in right before probably like 7:55, 8 o'clock. Comes over my left shoulder. Look, I immediately know. Can't tell it's him by every antler. I just know huge deer. That's him. Get my gun ready, and I grunt him. Stops. This is a 25. I think we stepped it at a 30. I thought it was 25. Some people will say when you see a big buck, you get buck fever. Heart's pounding, heart's racing. With this specific instance, I kid you not, I felt like I was cool as a cucumber. I've been saying that. Previously, 2020, I shoulder shot pretty big deer, probably 150 inch 10-pointer. I could hear my heart out of my chest. Ended up shoulder shooting him, playing the shot over, had a louder bow. I believe he ducked into the shot. I just never found the arrow, speck of blood. He ended up living a little bit, as far as I know. Came back 2 weeks later, skinny scrawny. You could see the tip of an arrow sticking out of his shoulder. Never saw that deer again. I've searched year after year in game lands. I didn't shoot him on game land, shot him on private property, but every year I try to look for him. Anyways, back to shooting the biggest buck of my life. He's at 30 yards. Ground him. He's kind of quartering. He's a straight broadside, kind of turning his head to look at the grunt in the direction. And I specifically made her tell myself, don't put it on the shoulder. I've never killed a deer with a muzzleloader, honestly. I actually haven't. 2 of my friends have used my gun and dropped deer. But usually, if I use a gun, I'm doing right on the shoulder, and I drop deer. I've never lost a deer shooting that way. But I know with the muzzleloader, don't take that chance. In my mind, I can play the shot over verbatim exactly what happened. I'm looking at the deer's elbow. If you look at the deer's elbow, you will see a little white tuft under here. So I remember seeing that. Clear as day, I can replay this. And I picked it up, put the crosshairs about 2 inches up, kind of in the dimple, maybe a little lower, and squeezed off. Like, again, almost cool as a cucumber. Thinking about the shot, I'm just thinking about it after the fact. I think I was thinking more of a bow kill. I didn't specifically think about my angle on the tree stand. I was 25 yards up. Had to aim there with a bow. He drops. I'm double lunging him. But with a gun, I didn't necessarily need to do that. Obviously, in hindsight, I should have aimed center mass right off to the shoulder, double lunged him. I guess you can say trying to be cute. Not really. I was going for a heart shot in my mind. Saw the shoulder, saw that elbow, went 2 to 3 inches up, squeezed off. He runs uphill, 40, 50 yards. I'm like, oh, that's not good. And then he barrels downhill, and I could tell he was hurt. Anyways, I get down and inspect the area, and immediately kind of felt something off because I didn't see any blood, which with the muzzleloader is not rare. Muzzleloaders, for some reason, Don't leave the best bird shells, depending on the bullet. I know there's a lot of arguments over what bullets are best, or sometimes you'll get pass-throughs, yada, yada, yada. Anyways, I know I did not see blood. I did see white hair, which was kind of like, why did I see white hair? And then I saw a little bit of meat, so I'm like, doubts in my head. So instead of, I did go up where he ran and didn't find any blood. And I was like, I'm just going to cut across at his 90-degree turn downhill and try to connect blood. Hit a property line. Immediately knew what I needed to do. So I went to property owner. I actually asked this property owner to hunt, and he had bow hunters on it, which is interesting enough. So I went back to him, and he granted me permission to track this deer. I get blood around 70 to 100 yards, and it's splatter, like dinner plate size.
All right, so there's blood. That's good signs. Let's hope it's not meaty. I hope it's not meaty. We'll see.
It's kind of panic on not finding blood. But there was blood as I backtracked, but I didn't find any at the shot site. So find blood at 100 yards, go across the creek, tiny little creek, and then peters out at 50 yards. So I'm like, time out. I'm going to take this slow. This is the biggest buck of my life. Ended up commenting on NC Blood Trailing Network. Yes, this is North Carolina. So please make sure if you make a marginal shot, I don't know where you shoot or you lose blood, don't go any further. When you message in this group, typically you kind of tell them what happened, show blood, and you'll have all the blood trackers in North Carolina kind of ask you questions, ask what county, so they can be like, okay, well, I'm only 30 minutes away, or I'm 2 hours away, I can't help. But they'll typically find someone, or that person that is local will be like, hey, I can help you. So I'm not connected with one of the best, in my opinion. I've watched this guy the last 3 years that I've been kind of noticing a lot of people injuring deer. I'm one of them, that they, use tracking dogs. So this is Low to Ground Recovery, Jeff Annis, and his dog is Cooper. They are amazing. I'm telling you, I got to see this firsthand. I've never seen it before. So I messaged Jeff, tell him what happened. He was like, all right, I'm already committed to another track. I'll be there. He ended up getting there at 1, shot the deer at 1 p.m. We take Cooper to where I shot the deer, and Cooper is literally a lightning bolt. We're sprinting after this tiny little wide-haired Datsun, however you say it, Datsun. Anyway, so he takes off, and he's got his tether, and we're following through, again, on the property. So we got permission on a good chunk of permission. And all right, guys, we got Jeff, Low to Ground Recovery, and he's got Cooper. And hopefully we can find this buck. Appreciate Jeff coming out. Coop, you ready to get him?
They're built to go underground. I'm cool with you videoing the whole thing if you want to.
Joe, you just let me know
We can look at
when you want this B-roll.
Yeah, I'll probably video more with my phone because that's got like 20%. I didn't bring another battery.
And we got probably a little bit of ways we can go before I... Good.
All right.
Down in the creek is a good spot.
And he is on it, like, and Jeff is explaining like what he typically sees. He's like, Cooper's pretty excited. This is a good track, so it's promising. He knows that he's tracking injured deer. We're finding blood along the way, so we end up pretty far away. I think it's 0.8 miles, and we end up jumping him, and immediately knew. Just saw. I was the first person to see him. My buddy John from I think we went 4th grade to high school with. John, I appreciate you so much. He came with me, stuck with me for a while. I think he came out at 10 a.m., waited for a few hours till Jeff and Cooper came in. Anyways, so I see the buck jump up. I notified John and Jeff, like, are right behind me, and we were all able to see the deer run. So he was visibly hurt. They all both saw how massive he was. So Jeff gave a assessment of what he thought happened based on where I shot. I know where I shot. Obviously, I'm shooting free-handed. It's only 30 yards. He said low brisket, low shoulder. I'm going to rewind on shooting at 30 yards with the muzzleloader. It was sighted at 100. So I kind of thought, if I aim low enough, then it should have shot high. But I actually, before Jeff and Cooper came, I put 3 leaves on the bottom cable of my climber, shot exactly where the buck was standing at those leaves, and center punched the middle leaf, knocked it off the section of the bottom of my climber. So I was on and hit where I was supposed to hit. So based on Jeff's assessment and me thinking about the white hairs, my conclusion is I don't believe I hit shoulder, because I told myself, do not put it on the shoulder. I believe what happened was, if I'm aiming, at that, not at the elbow, but 2 to 3 inches up. Let's say if I pulled a little bit left, right. Anyways, if I pulled down, I'm thinking at that angle, hit probably where I was aiming, but with the angle, came out the bottom of his brisket here. So hitting here at that angle, coming out here. Just my thoughts based on the amount of blood. It was more so muscly. It was not bright red, no bubbles, not dark red like a liver shot. So, so we get out of there at 3 o'clock, and Jeff gives his assessment. He thinks the deer's gonna live. As a hunter, we don't. We never want to have a deer suffer. We want to be able to put that deer down ethically as fast as possible so he doesn't suffer. Although it's part of hunting, unfortunately. So when that happens, you have to do your diligence as a hunter and track the deer as to the best of your abilities, which I did, and then get extra help, buddy, and a dog. And third help, which is a little bit controversial, which I'm going to talk about later, which I've heard it's really getting popular. So drones. So I used buck down recovery. I believe they're in Roxborough. Kevin Norris, thank you. They did an amazing job. So drone services came out. We had to get permission to come in this big piece of property and be parked, and drone went up. Again, I'm going to have kind of a sequence of me after I shot the deer. I didn't get it on film. Sorry. Self-filming is crazy. I don't know how you guys do it. I've done it before, but with a big buck, it's insane to be able to get GoPro on, shoot an iPhone or whatever to get the shot on camera. It's a lot to deal with. But anyways, you'll see a lot of footage of after the shot, the dog track, and me explaining what happened, how I'm getting permission, all that, and then you'll see the drone recovery shots. So huge respect for Kevin Norris and Bucktown Recovery. They do a great job.
All right, so this is where we bumped him. All right, want to update y'all. It's been a long day. Shot the buck at 8 a.m. Waited about an hour and a half to track, and then found blood 70 yards from shot, or maybe a little bit longer, and then thinned out another 50 yards. So then I backed out. Got a tracking dog. Jeffrey Ennis and Cooper the dog were amazing. It's called Low to Ground Recovery. They're part of the NC blood trailing network. So make sure you go to that Facebook page, and wherever you are in North Carolina, you can message on there, and you've got a lot of professional dog trackers that will contact you or try to help you out as best as possible. Anyway, so they didn't get there till 1. I think we got to the deer at 2 and jumped it. He looked hurt. His initial assessment of the deer, there was a decent amount of blood in the bed, is low brisket, low shoulder shot, so he thinks he's still going to be living. I am on the positive side of maybe I nicked heart, got lucky. I thought I aimed, right above elbow off the shoulder. I was going for a heart shot. That's what I thought I hit, based on blood and how far he went. It's not the case. Although these deer have a will to live, I have got a drone heading to there now. So that's where we're at, folks. And I'll update you, and hopefully he's dead. If he's alive, then we'll have to figure out what to do tomorrow. If he's alive and not alive and well, he'll live to see another day. I just hate that he's suffering if he is, and then if he's that bad off, coyotes will probably get to him, because the coyotes are thick in that area. Every time I see one, I try to shoot it. I've shot several in the area that I'm in. So I hope this animal's dead, that he's not suffering, and we can end the chapter on this, because it's been a whirlwind. So we'll see you in a little bit. All right, y'all. We got Kevin Norris with Bucktown Drone Recovery. We got the drone, and we're gonna hope for the best and see what we can see. And yeah, that's all we can do.
They're like pissing me off tonight, some kind of bad.
I wish they'd make another one.
On a gimbal.
Yeah. Hopefully you can get to
I
him.
hope you do.
See that?
There we
Yeah, his head's laying on his,
Joe, that's him. Yeah, his head's laying. He's laying with his chin on the ground.
and his horns holding his head
Yeah,
up.
just horns is holding his head up.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
correct terminology, but anyway, they're looking for body heat. I don't know if it's thermal, but they're looking for red dots. So everything looks white, like, black and white, and you can see red specks. Sometimes it's water, sometimes it's another bedded deer or raccoon, but we were able to, we ended up seeing one deer bedded, wasn't it? So they're able to kind of, oh, that looks like a deer. Drop down with the drone, put a flashlight on it. So it took him down and back, down to find the deer. I think it was 15 minutes, 20 minutes of him searching. Finds him. I'm gonna show you footage of him, of the buck I shot. And you tell me your thoughts in the comments. All 5 of us, it was Kevin. I don't remember your names, I'm sorry. It could have been his daughter, or his daughter and her boyfriend, or his son and his girlfriend. I don't know, sorry if you're all family. But anyways, 3 of them and my buddy John. Again, he came in from Asheboro, and then left and came back that night. So 5 of us are watching what happened. We're watching this deer's mannerisms, and Kevin's telling me a lot of the times when he knows a deer is most likely gonna live or is very well cognizant of what's going on, bedded, and they're looking at the drone. I can hear it, zzz, and they're looking at the drone, and they're kind of spooky. This buck, he looked like he was dying. We all had the same agreement that he could be dying in front of our eyes. So buck's back legs are stuck straight out, front shoulder stuck straight out, and his chin's laying like this, and his antler is right outside of his antlers, kind of hold him up, and you can see a tail twitch every now and then and an ear flick, but just looks like he's expiring. So watch him for a few minutes, you see some of the footage, and dead deer. So where he bedded last, we did not have permission to track, or so we were going to give the buck time to die. Kevin and all of us were like, go in there tomorrow, take the muzzleloader with you, but you're going to be seeing dead deer. That's what everyone said. You're going to walk on the dead deer. So I got 2 of my buddies that night. I called a previous property owner that was related, and he had given my number to the property owner the buck was on, and he said expect a call. And I did not sleep that night. I slept a little bit, but I was just like, what if she doesn't call? I'm gonna drive over there and knock on the door and explain what's going on. But wake up at 7. I got a call at 7:30. She leaves. The property owner leaves me a message and gives me the green light. So I'm like, yes, stars align. So I was a little scared that she was gonna be like, no, you can't go search for this deer.
All right, y'all. It is Sunday. We got a huge update for you guys. So yesterday we got we got load around recovery with Cooper, Jeff and Cooper. Excellent track job. Bumped the deer, went back on neighboring property, backed out, got a drone, found the deer. Like, he looked like he was dying is what everyone was saying. So the biggest thing is he went onto a cousin's property. So I called the cousin, said, hey, this is what's going on. Can we get permission? So he's like, I gotta contact her. And he called me and said she's not keen on it, but she is going to talk to her husband. And I just got the best, well, I just gotta say, look at God, the best voicemail ever.
Hey Joseph, my name is my cousin contacted me last night regarding that you've got a deer on our property. Yes. So yeah, you can come and get it this morning.
Thank you, God.
So anyway, all right.
He's amazing. All right, well, I'm heading to the area to hopefully get my dead buck, and let's just hope that coyotes didn't get him and the meat's good, and we'll get into this story because it's a crazy one. All right, we'll see y'all when we get to the spot. All right, y'all, so we're going in. I got permission from the landowner, and we're going to sneak up on this deer. See what we can see.
So we get up in the morning. John, one of my best buddies, comes out again. So his 3rd time out, Then another friend comes out and we make a game plan on how to approach the last bed. Because if he is alive, I had binoculars, was going to, we checked the wind. I was going to sneak up as slow as possible, which I did. Just myself, the other two stayed behind. And I got within 60 yards and he wasn't there. We found his exact bed. And the drone gave me coordinates, and I was able to go straight to his last bed. It was, matted with blood. There was 2 beds where you could just tell he had moved. So from 8 o'clock in the morning and the next day, we searched and searched and searched and searched and searched and searched. And I ended up getting another dog to kind of just put it to bed. Is he still alive or did he get bumped? So 2 options. He's still alive, was not a fatal shot, or it was fatal and coyotes, he had enough energy to get up and run somewhere. So that's why I got the dog again. And so we searched from 8 a.m. to about 2:30. Property owners getting a little agitated because they had other hunters actually coming in that day, and I kind of felt bad about the situation of looking for the biggest deer in my life, but also trudging through another person's property with hunters, which I did not know that there was hunters on it. I knew there was hunters on another property. But either way, if I was in this scenario and I was the property owner and I knew a person had killed a big buck or a buck of their caliber that they were excited about, I would be like 100% go. Even if I was a hunter, even if I had big deer on camera in that area, I know the heartbreak of not being able to find a deer. So I would 100% give permission. So anyways, so that's where we're at. I'm still processing that shot over and over in my head, kicking myself. Why did I just aim 3 inches higher, double lunged? I've gone in the area as high as like high vantage point in neighborhoods to see buzzards. There was a lot of deer hit along the roads, main highways close to where I was. There were a group of buzzards I watched in an area where he was close. I saw 3 buzzards for about 10 minutes, but they were high. So I don't know. Watching cameras, and I haven't seen him. I think it's been 10, 11 days. In my heart, if he's dead, it's sad that obviously we want to hold antlers. That's the materialistic side of hunters, which antlers, meat. Some say, "Oh, I'm a meat hunter." I don't like the word trophy hunting, but it's not trophy hunting to me. It's you shoot does. If you are a meat hunter, you shoot whatever you want. I am the same part. Shoot what makes you happy. Whether it's a spike, 2-year-old, 3-year-old, 4-year-old, mature buck. Anyone that I've mentored, it's shoot what makes you happy, and then stair step. If you always want to shoot whatever you see, that's fine. If you're getting good at shooting 2- and 3-year-olds, that's fine. If you want to get better and shoot mature deer, that's another class that I'm trying to get into. I'm failing. Sorry, I have some small wins with that, but anyways, with this deer, I hate that. Obviously, that not just that I have the antlers. That's not what I'm trying to say. Is that he suffered, and I was not able to get the meat. If you watch my channel, I love wild game. Just got an elk, not a brag, but the meat. My freezer's full, and that buck would have added to that. I love eating wild game every other day as much as I can. Take it to work to eat. Sharing it with friends. I love sharing with friends that don't hunt, so they can kind of understand. Oh wow, this tastes really good. Okay, well, this isn't gamey. I love all kinds of wild game meat. You'll see I do post wild game cooking kind of outside of the box. Every Wednesday I'll post the wall game dish. But anyways, I'm sad if he's dead. I hope he's still alive. Not that so I can still pursue him, but hope he's alive so he's not suffering or attacked by coyotes and he's reached his fate. But if he is dead, I'm gonna steer clear of going back to the property owners and ask, because out of respect of the other owners, it's I killed him before pre-rut-ish. Now is the rut. It's really good hunting right now, and I don't want to ruin that. I don't want to go back and ask and annoy them. I would love to grid search, so I'm thinking January time I go back in there and just hit on X, hit the tracker mode, and just comb through the area and see if I can find remnants of him. That would mean a lot to kind of end the story of the 3-year history. It would suck, but it would give me some closure, because I have like 80% closure that based on people have talked to that he's alive, and then there are a few that said he probably died within the 2 days of me shooting him, 48 hours. So don't know. So that is the story. I don't know if I'm going to show this deer or not. Doesn't really matter at this point. So we'll see. And that is the story of me shooting the biggest buck of my life.